What drug do you think everyone should take?
Testosterone.
If you could go back in time, would you still take test at 14 years old?
Absolutely. I use crystal meth, so methamphetamine as a stimulant.
Hello everyone. Looksmaxxing is defined as doing whatever it takes to look as attractive as possible. And the Looksmaxxing crowd, they have their Jesus in a man named Clavvicular. He's been blowing up a lot recently over the past couple months, and he's kind of been a role model for all the Looksmaxxers because he's gone very far with the Looksmaxxing. He's done a bunch of things, and he has increased his attractiveness very much. And he's kind of become a role model to ugly young men because this is what you need to do in life. Become as attractive as possible. But I've seen some clips of him recently, and I've seen him say some things that are a little bit concerning and maybe not something you should look up to. So we're going to go through Clavvicular today and see how to become the best Looksmaxxer and if it's the right thing to do. So the first thing that Clavvicular or Clav is very outspoken about, it's that all guys should be taking testosterone, aka steroids, because he himself has been taking them since he was 14 years old.
Take me back to 14-year-old Braden. What was the exact moment you decided that natural puberty wasn't enough?
Well, I have always had the mentality that if something is going to get you to your goals quicker, then why not go for it, right?
So right off the bat, terrible mentality and explanation. If my goal is to get rich, do I just shoot and steal from grandma because she's rich? Because, do whatever it takes? No. Do things the right way, generally. But let's hear him out.
So when I was a kid, obviously I wasn't the most well-versed in pharmacology, so I didn't exactly know what I was doing, but I knew that it would help me get to the place I wanted to be at a lot more efficient rate. So, skipping out on that just seemed ridiculous.
The main problem with using steroids, aka injected testosterone, and I'm not a doctor, this is just what I've gathered from all my, viewings, but if you do testosterone unnaturally, which is what steroids is, then your body is going to stop producing it naturally, which means you're going to become dependent upon injecting steroids for the rest of your life. And there's a bunch of other side effects. You can look them up, but it's not good for you. So yeah, it might help you look a little better, but is it really worth destroying your body for? Probably not.
If you could go back in time, would you still take test at 14 years old?
Absolutely, yeah. So everything I did, no regrets, right? So I'm 100% confident that I made the right decision in my life. And I'm so glad that I look a little bit more mature, than I actually am in terms of my age, because it's helped me a lot. We could talk about, some of the jobs that I've worked and the respect that I've gained from just having a little bit more presence in my life.
So he then proceeds to say, no, I don't regret doing that at 14. No regrets. And his reasoning is that he looks a lot older than he is, which is true. He's 19 and he looks like he's like 25. And because he looks so much older than he is, he's treated with more respect. And let me tell you something, Clav. Yeah, maybe that's the case now. You're 19 looking 25. But if you keep doing destructive things to your body, by the time you're 30, you're going to look 45. And when you're 50, you're going to look 65. And then, so on and so forth. Which he's just not thinking of his future is all it is. He's like, I want to look the best now. I want to be the most attractive now. And that's a mentality that can really get you into trouble, because if you ignore your future self, eventually that future is going to come around and it's not going to be so good. So it's one thing to say, yeah, I did this and I'm glad I did this. It's another to suggest that every single man should take steroids.
What drug do you think everyone should take?
Testosterone, 100%. I think everyone should be on testosterone. There's no reason that in 2025, with all the endocrine disruptors out there that you're hearing about, you'll hear all these videos from the big wellness people talking about how you have to do a list that's 20 pages long of things to avoid. And I'm just sitting there thinking, why? Wouldn't it be a lot easier to just inject it exogenously and not have to worry about all these potential detriments here?
You want to talk about some goddamn potential detriments? Easy Google search. Worsening sleep apnea, causing acne or other skin reactions, stimulating growth of the prostate, enlarging breasts, limiting sperm production, too much red blood cell production. And that was 2 seconds on Google. Yes, there are side effects to taking testosterone, and he's just ignoring them because, oh, you look better, you're better looking and you're stronger, dumbass. So that's his main shtick, is every guy should be taking testosterone. But if you think Clavvicular's dumb ideas stop there, you'd be sorely mistaken. Let's see another.
Why are you spending $100,000 on surgery to go from 6'2" to 6'6"?
That is more about just presence, right? I've always valued presence.
Okay, Santa Claus.
You walk into a room, people notice, right? You're standing in the middle of a club, you're an outlier, right? That to me, just because people will come up to me, they'll say, oh, well, 6'2", that's already very tall. But in terms of percentiles, it's only 91st percentile, right? 6'6", we get to 99th.
So, height surgery. He is unhappy with being 6'2", and he wants to be 6'6". He's kind of ignoring the fact that all the people that do get height surgery, they're not really able to walk or perform or be athletic afterwards because they have fucking metal rods in their legs. But it's just this mentality of taking everything to the extreme. I must be 6'6". I'm tall, but what if I was taller? What if I was better? Then, finally, my parents will be proud of me. No! Nobody cares if you're 6'2" or 6'6". Yeah, someone might be like, oh, that's weird, he's got metal rods in his legs. But no one's going to be like, oh, this Clavvicular guy, I didn't respect him when he was 6'2", but now that he's 6'6", I respect him, and I'm glad he's not an inch taller than that. But you get what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason to be... I get Looksmaxxing, eating healthier, going to the gym. That's all great. But he's taking it to this extreme where, if you're not perfect in every area, you're somehow less valuable. And imagine some, 14-year-old, 5'5" guy sees him saying this and is like, okay, well, now I need 7 or 8 inches. Like, what kind of effect are you trying to have on people? It's not healthy. But height surgery is not the only surgery Clav is getting to Looksmaxx. He is also getting surgery on his mouth so he can look like handsome Squidward.
Clav, why are you getting a double jaw surgery?
I am getting a double jaw surgery due to the fact that I know the amount of money that I'm investing will pay itself off to a huge degree, right? So it's $35,000 for a double jaw surgery and with full facial implants. And I decided upon this before I did social media, back when I was working as a server. And I knew that if I was better looking, that would pay itself off.
So here's my main issue with this. Assuming, the jaw surgery actually works and it doesn't leave you looking hideous, which does happen a lot. Plastic surgery is not perfect. Assuming that this surgery works, how are people going to treat you any differently if your jaw's a little deeper down? I'll give the guy credit. He is probably top 5% attractive. And even then, it's subjective. But going from, 96th percentile attractive to 98th by getting a jaw surgery, is anyone going to notice? No. Unless it looks awful, you are going to be the only one who notices. And this is why I think it's genuinely a mental health thing he has. It's the same as body dysmorphia where you're never skinny enough, you're never good enough. This guy genuinely thinks he doesn't look good enough now because he doesn't realize that Looksmaxxing, and I hate to use that word because it sounds stupid, I do think there is some value in taking care of yourself and making yourself look better. If you're overweight, lose some weight. If you're unhealthy, get healthier, and it'll show in how you look. But that works to a point. There reaches a point where you're just destroying yourself for no reason. It's not healthy, it's not good for him, and it's probably not going to make him look even better. It's stupid. So, height surgery, jaw surgery, steroids, all good things, but I still feel like we're missing some secret sauce. So, Clav, give me your real secret on how you look so good.
I use crystal meth, so methamphetamine, as a stimulant.
Meth. Okay, go on.
And to lean max, right? It's very suppressant of your appetite. It's a very long-acting stimulant. So this is something that I've started using in place of Adderall, right? Because Adderall is 75% dextroamphetamine and 25% levoamphetamine. So the levoamphetamine, I really didn't like it. It's too much of a physical CNS stimulant.
Adderall was too much of a stimulant for me, so instead, I take meth. So, full disclosure, he did say in the podcast he's not taking like, street meth. He's taking a low dose of prescribed meth. I don't know even how you get that prescribed from a doctor. But even still, what the hell is wrong with coffee? He says he's using it as an appetite suppressant and a stimulant. Like, you don't need to take meth. You can just drink coffee. Be like a normal person. This, again, goes to the thing of going to the absolute extreme and, screw the downsides, screw the lack of longevity you're going to have, screw the fact that you're probably going to look like a skeleton at age 40. Like, it's all about, I need to be better now. I need to be the best now. And all of his fans are, children, because adults look at this and say, that's kind of stupid. But kids are like, wow, he's so attractive. I want to take meth. And it's not good. Like, you can preach a chiller version of Looksmaxxing, which is just go to the gym, be healthy, eat good foods, have goals you like, and you'll probably be more attractive than a lot of people. But it has to be, oh, I want steroids, oh, I want meth, oh, face surgery. Like, it's so silly and such. It's just, you're overdoing it. That's all it is. And here's my main beef with Clavvicular. After all this, talking about all the things he's just talked about, he has the nerve to say this.
That's always been me. I've really never cared about anyone's opinion, never really cared about embarrassing myself, getting rejected, getting shot down. These are just not things that register in my brain.
I smell something. Oh, it's bullshit. Yeah, he's lying right here. There's nobody who is getting 10 million surgeries to look better and better and is absolutely obsessed with their looks that does not have some sort of deeply insecure feelings about themselves. I don't know what happened in Clav's childhood. Maybe he got bullied. Maybe his parents didn't give him enough attention. But the whole source of this, of him trying to look better and better and there's no end in sight, is he feels like he's lacking some sort of attention or confirmation or someone saying they're proud of him. But if you're satisfied in life, you don't do this. Like, if you're happy with how you are and how people feel about you, there's no reason to be taking meth to look better. He absolutely cares what people think when they see him. He wants to be attractive. He tries to pass off this bullshit of, oh, it's just logical. It's an investment so people treat me better. You want people to treat you better? How about get a goddamn personality? I haven't even acknowledged the fact that this whole podcast and everything I've seen of him, he has a very, uninteresting personality. He's monotone. He doesn't give his opinions on anything. He's one of the most uninteresting people ever. And maybe if he spent 10 seconds not worrying about what's in the goddamn mirror, he would have a second to actually gather a personality. But when you're just obsessed with, oh, I need to look better, oh, I need to look better, oh, I need to look better, you're not a very interesting person.
Bone smashing. Yeah, bone smashing is amazing.
What is that?
So it's where you're going to punch yourself in the face. I know it sounds crazy, but just bear with me here. You're going to brace your head and you punch yourself in the face.
You're joking, right?
No, I swear to God.
Honestly, I just threw that clip in because it was really stupid. I don't have much commentary about it, but
Bone smashing, punch, 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 punch. Do I look good now?
no. So one other thing I wanted to talk about is Clav is a full-time kick streamer, content creator, and because all of his fans are, children, teenagers, he's been really forcing an edgy humor personality.
So I'm a bitch ass nigga then, because I'm not trying to do that right now.
What's the main reason why you started to bodybuild?
Because I was a Terra incel fat. Appreciate the subs, man.
You look like Nick from Love Island.
Shut up, bitch. I'm doing a sub celebration.
Now, I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, that's offensive. You can't say that. You're canceled. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you do. I'm not offended. But when you're forcing this edgy humor personality because your fans are children and they don't have any other senses of humor, it's just not a good look. I mean, I can't imagine he's happy doing what he's doing because he's forcing his personality, he's destroying his body. There's no benefit for him because his mind is just programmed to whatever makes me look better and whatever makes me more money, which is an absolutely harmful mentality to have. He's going to end up being very, very unhappy with the things that he's doing. And we also have to talk about the effects that he has on other people. Look at this video.
So guys, if you're a normie here, this is a fat dissolver. This is a lipolysis agent, injectable lipolysis is what we're doing.
So that was his girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, I don't know. I don't really care about his relationship status, but he was in this relationship with a girl, and he made her looks max because I'm sure he kept telling her over and over she wasn't attractive enough. So she's like, oh, I need to be attractive enough for Clav. So he was injecting her with a fat burning solution as if that's something she needed. And this is my main problem with the Clav guy. If he wants to do it for himself, sure, whatever. People should be allowed to do what they want. But he seems to really think that other people should aspire to be like him, where they destroy their bodies and they obsess over their looks because that's all that matters. And that's just not a good way to live life. I think he would, most of you guys watching this, you'll have a much better life if you focus on just being a good person, doing things you're interested in, being yourself, rather than, focusing on looks and money, because it's a dark cycle he's getting himself into. But anyway, that's my thoughts on Clavvicular. Hope you guys enjoyed, learned something. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Orange Peanut wants you to subscribe because he needs more money.